Question 4. Who would be the audience for your media product? A target audience is a very important factor to consider, as it is a way to develop a marketing strategy for our film. In order to get attention from the target audience, the film needs to be based on the needs and wants of that group, which have been collected together through the questionnaire that we made and use for filming was started. Without knowing who the target audience is, it is impossible to complete a film that will interest them, as their interests will not be known. Although it is a time-consuming process, it is needed in order for our film to be deemed as successful for sales, as previously mentioned in the previous question. My group and I determined our target audience from a questionnaire and vox pops before the filming process took place. As I explained, the target audience needs to be identified before the filming process can take place, or it will not match their interests. The target audience was based on the results that we retrieved from the questionnaire. The age range of our group retrieved from the results was 11 to 20 year olds. This was a good basis, as we could decide on things particular in this age range that they could relate to. With the further help of closed questions, we could narrow down our target audience predominantly as other questions regarding the setting, subgenre, and if they like cliffhangers and other things, etc. We asked for a setting based on ones that we had previously seen in our research, or ones as a group we collectively thought were conventional under the thriller genre. The answer from our target audience was an industrial estate. We understood this as many thriller films recently have been set in houses or forests, including The Women in Black and Blair Witch Project. By having a new or really rarely used setting, it will mean that our thriller will appeal to wider audiences, as it will appeal to audience that watches thrillers who would like to watch something different from their normality, but would still be deemed as conventional. Another question that was asked was the subgenres of the thrillers that the audience enjoys watching. The answer we retrieved was psychological thriller. So, to appeal to our audience, we would find themes that would be able for 11 to 20 year old age group to relate to. It would be set in an industrial estate. Our thriller film would be defined as a psychological thriller via the narrative or characters, and it should end on a cliffhanger. I have taken all these factors into account, so it will as effectively as possible appeal to our target audience. Narrative. The narrative follows a conventional plot of the thriller genre. It is what the audience expects to see when they are watching a film under the thriller genre: an antagonist and a protagonist. The plot has a twist to keep the audience interested, with a small blonde female is portrayed as a victim when in fact she is the killer. In addition, it will follow the psychological thriller subgenre the audience suggested, and the setting was kept as well. Characters. The characters appeal to the target audience because they are conventional. Small girls will increasingly be used as killers across the thriller genre. Example films are The House at the End of the Street. From this, it can be seen our thriller film will appeal further to audiences, as we're using characters that are being more commonly used. Camera angles. Through the camera angles that we have used, it will appeal to the audience in what way they are conventional. The audience will be able to recognise the different camera angles and what they are aiming to portray to the audience. Such angles in our film include high angles. The audience will recognise this is the angle being used to show the character's vulnerability during the scene. Close up. The audience will recognise this angle is being used to reflect the emotions of the character, but also to have an emotional impact on themselves as well. Low angle. We'll recognise that this is being used to show the character's dominance over another character. And lastly, the point of view angle. The audience will recognise this angle being used to show them exactly what the character is seeing, to create a sense of empathy. Mise en scene. The setting will appeal to our target audience as it was selected by them, but will also appeal to wider audiences as it is rarely used across the genre, as I've previously mentioned. The iconography will appeal to the audience because the killing weapon is conventional and used widely across the genre in such films as Scream and Psycho, so it will also define the genre well as well. Facial expression and body language of the characters will be picked up through the use of different camera angles, such as the close-up. It will appeal to the audience in the way that it should be able to reflect on these emotions in order to create a stronger bond with each of the characters. The consistent use of low-key lighting will appeal to the audience because it casts shadows and makes some parts of the setting hard to see. This will keep the audience engaged, as well as they have to concentrate more.